Ni pa buitre, ni corrupto, Puerto Rico es nuestro y punto. Ni pa buitre, ni corrupto, Puerto Rico es nuestro y punto. Celebrating it's unconstitutional. Yeah. The district in Boston Circuit, Judge Juan Torruella held unconstitutional the appointments of the Junta here in Puerto Rico. So your president and Senate have 90 days to do it right. If not, and I'm celebrating by doing a tag. I was tagged by Alex at What Page Are You On? Thank you, Alex. We have to talk. The original tag, the Nosey Librarian Tag, was originated by, guess who? The producers of almost all the tags here in BookTube, Stripped Cover Lit. And Alex mentioned something about Yale when looking at my videos, and I would not agree with that. I would really love if when people look at my videos, I could even aspire for them to think about Mayagüez, el Colegio de Mayagüez, de la Universidad de Puerto Rico, the Mayagüez campus of the University of Puerto Rico, to which so many engineering firms around the world come to look for engineers, including NASA. That would have been great. Yeah. So anyway, let's go to the tag because I have so many books to read. Among them, I have to read Julia de Burgos, Poeta Maldita, because Julia de Burgos' birthday was on the 17th, and I really want to commemorate her 100th birthday by the end of this month, and have a lot of other things to read. And I was reading also, I finished Mother to Mother. Wonderful book. And I'm reading Unforgivable Love and enjoying it very much. And The Known World in a big buddy read that we're doing. So yeah, I've got to get back to reading. So number one, the question, what has been the most influential library in your life? Well, when I was a child, Chicago's public library, then the University of Puerto Rico's library, where I did a lot of studying, and then in New York City, I first started going to the libraries, the public libraries in Manhattan. There were 3 or 4 that I used to frequent in Manhattan. But after 9/11, I really dug into my favorite of all, which is the Grand Army Plaza branch of the Brooklyn Public Library, where I spent many, many, many hours and free days poring over books and trying to understand what happened after 9/11. Number 2, what'll they title your biography? I hope they title it En Pos de Ideales. Number 3, the story from your life that you hope your librarian never finds out. Well, there's nothing from my life that merits such caution. And number 4, what is my favorite word? Solidaridad, solidarity. And nonsense words, kuching chuling chingilang. Number 5, 3 weird things of which you're afraid. I don't think they're weird things. I'm afraid of rats. And as a child, I had a bad experience with cats. So, not cool with cats. And as a child, my brother and I also had a bad experience running away from a dog. So, yeah, those are 3 things. And what would I be afraid to die of? I would not like to die in a shootout with the FBI. Number 6, favorite book as a grade schooler, The Man Who Didn't Wash His Dishes. I used to love the illustrations showing all the dishes piling up, first in his kitchen, then in his dining room, then in his living room, and just pouring out all over his house. I love that. Number 7, how have my interactions been with the police? Well, at first, of course, when I was a young mother, I had a family member, which is a policeman, or retired policeman, and a neighbor who's also a policeman, and so they were just neighbors. But when I got arrested for civil disobedience, and I'll link articles concerning coal ash dumping in Puerto Rico, the female police that arrested me were very courteous, but I cannot say that all the officers during the dumping of coal in the southern part of Puerto Rico have been as kind to the people who have been protesting. Number 8, favorite book cover. You know what I'm going to say. Luz Bella by a long shot. How many places have you lived? Well, when I was born, I was born in Santurce, Puerto Rico, which is the metropolitan area of San Juan. And when my parents decided to go to the United States, my mother, who was born in the Dominican Republic, decided that my brother and I should be taken care of by her relatives in the Dominican Republic. So we stayed with them for a year. So between the ages of 2 and 3, I lived in the Dominican Republic and then was raised in Chicago until I started the university in the University of Puerto Rico. And then in the 90s, I went to work in New York City. So I have lived in quite a few places. And number 10 is tag or mention 11 booktubers that I admire and compliment Strip Cover Lit. And okay, I have to compliment Strip Cover Lit despite my qualms, because they still haven't done the BookTube community tag. They produce a lot of tags, but they don't do a lot of tags. Because I'm a sucker for buying children books for Christmas. And that's exactly what Adrian and Dalton did for Christmas. They made a Christmas haul for children. And that touched my heart. So the booktubers that I'm going to mention, starting over with Amy Gets Lit. Amy, have you seen the one she did for Blood Meridian? Well, all of Amy's, because Amy does voiceovers and some awesome editing and some fantastic reviews. So yeah, go visit Amy Gets Lit. Onyx Pages, because Onyx Ninjeri at Onyx Pages has been the one who has turned me on to Afrofuturism and explained speculative fiction for me the other night during the book chat for Read So Lit. Next, I have to mention Jessie at Bow Ties and Books, who does also some very on-point reviews. Number 4, Adriana at Perpetual Pages. I always have to mention her because she is another one who, whenever she recommends a book, she was the one who recommended The House of Impossible Beauties, and I read it, and she was absolutely right. Number 5, Olive at A Book Olive. Her smooth voice as she reviews her books, and her reviews are excellent. Another one who does excellent reviews is Jennifer at Insert Literary Pun, because she likes George Eliot. And another one who loves George Eliot, and I watch frequently, is Johnny Keene at his channel, Johnny Keene. And he also reads Teresa de Avila and Juan de la Cruz. And then, of course, I have to mention Heidi because of her nonfiction. I think Heidi already did this tag, though. And number 9, Sean at Sean the Maniac, because he's a maniac and I love his sense of humor. Doris at Aldi Books, because Doris is a teacher. I'd love to tag all the teachers that are on BookTube, as well as all the librarians that are on BookTube. And number 11 is Kay at KT, who I just discovered when I was watching the book chat for Read So Lit this past Saturday, which was awesome. I enjoyed it a lot. I want to welcome, I forgot to welcome the new subscribers because A Book Olive graciously talked about my channel, and I want to thank her very much. And then a big surprise was that my daughter, the one who lives in New York, Jamil, posted about me on Instagram. And so I've been getting all sorts of new people subscribing to my channel, and I welcome you, and I hope we can talk in the future some more about books in general, and specifically about books in Puerto Rico by Puerto Rican authors. So I'm going to leave it here. Any comments, any questions, leave them down below, and I'll see you soon. Cuídense mucho, mi gente. Adiós, nos vemos.